Hey friends, it's time for the Wander and Wonder YouTube hop today. It's Traci here, participating in this hop with the other members of the creative team, celebrating the release of Wander and Wonder from Traci Reed Designs, available in the Sweet Shop and also at tracireed.com. And so let me invite you into my process here for this hybrid layout. These are my two photos. These were taken in 2016 in Charleston. We had a lovely, amazing dinner date that still sticks with me to this day. I've created the title for this layout using the amazing alphabets in this collection. And then this is my background that I've created using the two purple pattern papers and a couple of the elements from the collection. And you'll notice the solid purple is I just erased the edges in Photoshop. And then I added the elements on top. They relate to where the photos and the elements are going to go on top of the layout. And then, of course, a spot for my journaling right directly onto the background. I've got my die cuts here that I've printed and cut using my silhouette, and also some puffy alphabets to supplement the title, and I will share more about that in the process. And so the first thing that I'm doing here is aligning the photos. That's usually the jumping off point for the layout design for me. I tend to position the photos and then add things around it, and even adding the background things. So I've now placed the title, and then these are the floral clusters that I created. I created two and printed and cut those all as one piece. One, to make it a little bit easier for myself to adhere to the page. But also it saves printing. It saves paper in some small way. And they're just lovely clusters. I've added some of the purple ribbon again to bring more of this beautiful purple into this collection. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and say, I know that there are some folks in our community that don't care for purple, and I respect that, but this is definitely a purple loving human right here, and I love how this page already looks just coming out of the printer. And so I've got the photos adhered now. Now that I know sort of where everything is positioned, notice how the boarding pass and the envelope and the postcard from the elements, those are strategically placed as kind of home bases for these photos on the page, and they provide a little bit of background as well for the title. As you can see, so date night is going to be positioned on top of that envelope, and Makes Beautiful is going to be layered on top of the postcard, and then the boarding pass looks so pretty underneath this bottom floral cluster. Now the top floral cluster is going to be more laid against the solid purple, and that's totally perfect, I think. Not everything has to have quote unquote a home base, but the purple does act as sort of a nice background for these beautiful elements. And so notice how I've just used a variety of florals in those clusters, the leaves, and they just make me really happy. They look really beautiful on the page. So for the title, Now, the end of the title, I'll give it away for you. At the end, the title is going to read, Date Night with You Makes Me Feel So Beautiful. And so that's what the puffy alphabets are for. They're going to fill in those extra words. So I'm leaving a little bit of space for those puffy stickers to have a spot to go. Now, I also printed out, because the elements in this collection, the elements and the stickers in this collection are just so awesome. So, of course, I needed to add some of those as well to this layout. So I've got 2 of the stamps, and I've talked before about how I'm a fan of what you do on one side, do on the other, or what you do on one on the top, do on the bottom, or do something equal to it. And so I am continuing that design sort of theory here with the split title. The postage stamps are opposite each other. And you'll also notice next to date night is the map and that little black and white hat. I believe that the black and white hat is my favorite element. I also really love these cameras, though. I'm a fan of cameras. And then I also really love these bracket word strips. So I've used 2 of those, again, on opposite ends. And then, whoops, I forgot that I had created this little tag here with the location and my date. It's it's supposed to go over here next to the photo, and that's perfect there. I added the little black twine that is a digital element, and added that before printing. And so thank goodness that our adhesives give us a little bit of time to make repairs. And then the camera here, I decided that needed pop dots. Not a lot on this page is popped up, just the florals and that camera, maybe a few other things. But what I want to do here at this point, I was going back and forth about whether to use the white alphabets or the black ones, and I definitely think that the black was the right choice. It stands out. Every layout needs some black and white, and it also helps that hat to tie in with the elements on the page. It, of course, ties in with the journaling, which is also, of course, in black type. And I'm just really digging how this is coming together, how you can see these words take shape. I chose this alphabet, this font, specifically because it is a more freestyle font compared to the very blocky alphabet from the collection. And I think that just looks perfect there. I am loving how this turned out. I'm going to, of course, show you the close-ups here and final images. I hope you will join the rest of the hop. I will have all the names of the participants down below. Be sure to leave love for everyone that you visit. And of course, go and grab this beautiful collection for yourself. You're going to need it for your summer travels this year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here again real soon. Bye-bye.